Hi, this is Carol. Um, it's been a while since I've had a chance to talk to you. Been a lot going on, waiting to move into the new office. Kind of felt stuck through this process, and definitely had some processing to do. Um, but I want to talk to you today about how to pass down healthy emotions when you are not allowed to have emotions. And one of the things that I want to talk about is it's not just culturally, but it's also clinically. So, culturally, I see this all the time in my office. Culturally, anger's okay, depression is not, anxiety is not, anything considered weak is not um, considered a healthy emotion. So, the old school and different cultures, and I used to think it was more Hispanic, but now I realize even my family, I am Russian Jewish, um, the same way. Like my mom never said, I love you. She didn't hug me. None of those things did I learn through her. And I realized old school doesn't doesn't really teach this stuff. They don't teach necessarily how to love. They teach the little kids, but not so much the just each other, just even their mates and their kids. And it just really got me thinking, how is we as clinicians also teaching these things as well? Because self-disclosure is frowned upon. And I personally don't frown upon it. However, there's a big caveat in that. It has to be about the client. It has to be about the person's need. It can't be about me. If it's about me, then I am completely missing the mark. So, no affection. Yeah. So, the thing is that how do we teach emotions that they're not weak? How do we normalize with our clients that you don't have to judge them, because like we're all humans, we all make mistakes. There's not a person that I know on this earth that isn't flawed or has something that they're dealing with. But as in some cultures, I would say, I might want to argue almost all the old school cultures, uh, depending upon how old the person is, they may have not learned that it's okay to be sad. That's weak. It's not okay to be anxious. That's weak. It is okay to be angry, because that's strong. Why would that be? We know that that's a protection. You know, the anger is a protection to cover up the sadness, fear, frustration, all that stuff underneath. But I was just thinking in terms of being a clinician, it is so frowned upon for us to really do self-disclosure. And I've gotten my share of your, how do I say this? Hi, Laura. That my supervisor would tell me, if you self-disclose, then you're in big trouble. And I did it anyway, because I did it only when I felt like I could be a testimony or testament that the client could see hope. Because to me, the whole point to what I do is bringing hope to people. And like, what a privilege that is, to be able to do that. I'm looking at what I wrote down here, and I said, in honor of Joe Muirhead, my business coach and friend, is walking through a lot today, and she knows I love her, and I'm supporting her in however I can from this side. However, we all have those harder days where there's emotions attached. And are emotions okay? Or should we have this clinical separation? I was thinking about some of the doctors I've had over the years where I feel like they act like they're God. And there's like such a separation that we're not supposed to know one thing about the personal life. You know, me, I put it all out there. I have no problem with doing that. Now, some people don't like it. Well, you don't have to tune in. I get that. I mean, some people are going to think, you know, why is she doing this? And that could mean that they got their own issues with their own stuff, or it could mean that in their perception, what I'm doing is about me. And if that's what they're thinking, then they may be missing what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that showing my humanity, I'm not afraid to do that. A lot of people say to me, how do you deal with the critics? Hi, Nancy. How do you deal with the critics? I'm not afraid of the critics because I'd get curious with them. I'd ask them some questions. There's nothing wrong with them being right. There's nothing wrong with both of us being right. It's, you know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It doesn't have to be that. So I tend to, when people do argue with me, or not argue, but like critique me, I just get curious about whatever they're saying and see where it goes. Because it could be that there's a whole different conversation going on, like kind of under the waterline, like, you know, under the iceberg that we don't realize is happening. And if we don't get curious, how do we find out? Anyway, so I'm just getting curious about how to pass down healthy emotions when you're not allowed to have them. And I have a feeling that through our families, family of origin, our, you know, parents and grandparents, that most of us understand what I'm talking about. And I as a clinician want to be able to help my clients to have the hope and to help them to explore their own healthy emotions. As a mother, it's very important for me to teach my children. And I think, you know, I think I've done a pretty good job with that. You know, it's always in flux. We all have our stuff. And I also want to say a big shout out to Joe that I'm there with you. I'm supporting you. I may not be in Australia. Wish I could be. And I'm proud of everything that you're doing. Every single moment that you're doing it, it's just perfectly right in that moment. And have a great day. I'm at work. You can see this is my back wall. I'm going to be moving soon. Just found out that it looks like next week is probably our move date. So the new office is stunning, and I'm really looking forward to settling in, being able to kind of feel unstuck, to hire people to get that place bustling, just like this place sometimes is just packed to the rafters. I'm looking forward to that, and I do not like to be in a position where I need to sit still. In my uncomfortability, I want to keep moving. So this is a chance for me to learn patience. God, I hate that word. Anyway, that's about it. You have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.